Both of these renders you're looking at right now are unfinished. And if you're early in your Blender or your Octane journey, it's really easy to feel like your work should already look better. You see people online with these polished, clean, super dope renders, and you think that maybe you're behind. But that pressure is usually what stops people from improving. I've been doing Blender Octane for over 6 years, long enough to know the difference between a bad render and a render that's just early. So instead of turning this into like another tutorial, I want to show you how I actually got through these renders and how I actually thought about them and kept the momentum flowing. Because your renders don't need to be good yet, they just need to exist. When I was working on these renders, I used a lot of reference images. Most of the reference came from this artist by the name of Max Hayes, who has been doing this for a long time. I had to keep reminding myself of something. Every time I was looking at his reference images, I'm early. And they've been doing this, or he's been doing this for years. I wasn't trying to copy his work. I wasn't even trying to match his level. I was just trying to use his work as direction for lighting, for mood, composition, and scale. That's it. Keep it simple. The problem starts when reference stops helping and starts making you feel bad. Use reference for motivation, not measurement. Comparing yourself to people who are already ahead of you is a really easy way to get discouraged and stop. And especially looking at Max's work, it really does make you feel like, wow, how do I can't do this. But again, don't compare yourself. There were parts of this scene that just didn't work. I had problems with scattering, I had problems with the Ivy generator in Blender, and some setups just slowed everything down or completely broke the render. I could have spent hours trying to fix all these problems, but I tried not to. I always tried to keep moving on. Not because I couldn't fix it, but because fixing it wasn't worth killing the flow. There's a moment when you're in a flow state and you want to keep that as going as long as possible. If something kills the momentum, just skip it and keep moving. You can always come back to it later. But if you stop completely, most of the time the render never gets finished. And trust me, I have a hard drive full of them. The scene doesn't need everything. It just needs progress. I'll be honest with you, I usually skip blockouts. And every time I do, I start overthinking everything. In these last few renders, I blocked out the entire scene first. Again, something I've also picked up from Max Hayes. Just simple shapes, no details, no material, maybe a very general lighting setup. And that one step gave me direction. Once the scene existed, everything felt easier. Replacing the blocks with real asset felt like progress instead of just guessing. If you don't know where to start, just block the entire scene out first. Details are easier when the scene already exists. I also give myself limits, usually 1 hour. Those of you who follow me on my social, you guys know I'm always posting these 1 hour renders. Well, when the time was up, I had to decide, does it deserve more? Sometimes I gave it 30 minutes more, or sometimes I stopped completely, or sometimes I will come back to it the next day. That limit forced me to focus on what mattered. Most of my renders, I stopped around the 80% point of being completed. And honestly, a lot of that final polish came from post-processing, not from pushing the scene forever and to keep going. Remember this, 80% finished is better than nothing done. Finished work adds up. Perfect work usually doesn't. None of these renders are perfect, but every one of them moved me forward. I've learned something from every single render that I've done, and that's the part that people don't talk about enough. Getting better comes from finishing things, putting in the reps, and staying in motion. That's how you actually improve. If you want more workflow thinking and less button clicking tutorials, check out my video on why I don't default to cycle. It's all about making choices that help you move forward in your 3D journey.